Hi Peace family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for the love and support. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching us how to make this cargo pants with well-detailed explanations. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share. Thank you. Measure 2 inches for the down folding allowance. Rule it out and you measure your trouser full length. My trouser full length here is 41. I deducted 2 inches for the band from that 41 and I have 39 inches plus half inch sewing allowance. That makes it 39.5 inches for the full length. To determine your crotch length, your hip circumference divided by 4 plus 1.5 for the ease allowance. Here my hip is 36 divided by 4, that's 9 plus 1.5, which is 10.5 inches, minus 2 inches for band, which is 8.5, plus 0.5 for the sewing allowance. Altogether I have 9 inches. So my crotch length is 9 inches. Measure the 9 inches, then rule it out. On that line, you measure your thigh circumference. My thigh circumference is 27 divided by 2, that's 13.5 inches. Then I marked 2 inches inward. For the crotch cuff, there I have 11.5 inches. Then I transferred the 11.5 inches on the waistline. Then I came in by 0.5 inch. That's on the waistline. We have 11 inches so as to create the waist slant. I connected those lines together. Then I curved out the crotch like so, and I came in by 0.25 on the waistline for the waist slope over there, because the stomach region is not straight. So the bottom of my trouser, I made it same measurements I made my thigh, which is 13.5 inches, and I connected the lines together like so. After connecting the lines, I marked out my pocket opening from the waistline. I marked out 7 inches for the pocket opening. And I notched it a bit, then cut out my drafted pattern. To cut the back piece of the trouser, yeah, my fabric is already folded into 2. I like using the 2 edges of the fabric when cutting trousers. Then I laid the front bodies of the trouser on the fabric to measure every necessary measurement and also cut it out. For the thigh circumference, I extended the back thigh by 3 inches. Then the down part of my trouser, I extended it by 2 inches. I extended the mid part by 2 inches also, and I connected those lines together like so. On my waistline, for the back body's waist, I came up by 2 inches because of the butt, and I slanted it. That's the waistline for the back bodies. Then I also came out by 2 inches. I added 2 inches to the waist line of the back bodies, I placed my curved ruler and I curved it out. And then I cut out the back bodies. For the trouser upper inner pocket, I folded my fabric into two and I measured 6.5 inches for the width and 13 inches for the length of my pockets. And then I cut out another one for the right side. For the inner pockets, you are going to sew on the right side. Then you turn your fabric to the right side like this. This is the easiest way to make your inner pockets while making a trouser. At the down part, you mark your 0.5 inch or 0.25 inch. Then you mark 1 inch at the side. Right from the top, you measure 9 inches. After marking your 9 inches, you also mark 1 inch at the side. It's on that line you sew to that point. Just watch carefully. This is the easiest way to make your inner pockets for pants, I can tell you. Thereafter, you will notch carefully like this on that spot and trim out the excess fabric. After trimming out the excess fabric, this is what we have. Then you turn it to the wrong side of the fabric. Now, as you can see, this is the wrong side of the fabric, and you carefully top stitch that side after turning it to the wrong side, just like this. After top stitching, you place the pockets on one part of the front bodies like this. Then you come up a bit by 0.5 inch or 0.25. It shouldn't be more than that. Once you follow this step, it will be very, very easier for you. Then you ignore the down parts of your pocket. Just fold it in like this. Then you place the front parts of your pocket directly on the front bodies of the trouser. Then you sew down straight to the 7 inches notched part. After that, you will re-notch that place we notched earlier, so both the pockets and the fabric can align like this. Then you turn it inward, just like this. As you can see, you turn it inward. Then you also top stitch it carefully. It is very, very easy and simple to fix. After top stitching, you lay both the pockets and your body so well. Then you will secure that part like this. You secure the pockets and the bodies together at this side, and you also secure it at the waistline of your trouser like this. Then you trim out the excess which we added the other time. Yeah, our pocket is ready. This is how your pockets will look like. Very easy to fix with no stress whatsoever. The inside of your pockets will be like this. then the outside of the pocket like this. After fixing the pocket, you carefully place one side of your back bodice on the front side of your trouser like this. Then you sew both sides together straight down. Be careful so your sewing will not be on the pocket directly. It will be on the allowance left at the pocket side. Just sew down straight like this carefully. After sewing both sides together, this is what I have. For the cargo pocket, I measure 9 inches for the width and 10 inches for the depth like this, and I cut it out. I cut it into two because it was already folded. I folded 1.5 inches inward. I took it to the sewing machine and I sew straight down. Yeah, the width of my cargo pants will be 7.5 inches. And I measured 1 inch inward. I folded it and I measured my 7.5 inches. And I folded the remaining fabric. Then I measured 7.5 inches for the length of the pocket. I folded it inward with my iron, like so. And I did same to the other side of the pocket. Here we'll cut out the pieces for the pocket cover. We need 4 pieces, 2 pieces for each of the pockets. I measured 5 inches for the length of the pocket cover and 9 inches for the width of the pocket cover, and I cut it out. We have the 4 pieces already. I folded it into 2 equal parts after ironing it. Then I curved out the tip of the pocket cover and I cut it out like this. And this is what we have for the pocket cover. From the center of the pocket cover, I measured 3.75 inches on the right side, and I measured the same 3.75 inches on the left side to make it 7.5 inches. I roll it down like so because I'll be sewing it down that way. Then I'll also sew the tip down together like this. After sewing it down, I will turn it to the other side. After sewing, this is what we have. Then I trimmed out the excess so that it will be easier for me to turn to the other side. I turned it to the other side, then I ironed carefully. I did same on the other parts of the pocket cover. I trimmed out the excess, turned it to the right side, then I ironed carefully. I placed one side of my trouser, then from the pocket opening, I measured 7.5 inches. I placed my cargo pockets on it, the center of the cargo pockets directly on the side joining of my trouser. I pinned it down gently. After pinning it down, took it to the sewing machine, then I sew everything down. After sewing it, I placed my cover directly like this, then I sew down straight, and I also top stitch it. And this is what we have. This process is very easy and neat if you follow the due process. Yeah, we'll join the two pieces together, the front bodies of the trouser and the back bodies of the trouser, like this. Then measure the down circumference of our trouser and sew it down to the thigh area, then down to the other side of the trouser like this. And this is what we have. Iron so well so you can get the circumference of your waist. Measure the circumference of your waist to determine how many inches you are going to cut out for your band. Here I have 45 inches for the waist circumference. Here my fabric is folded into two. I measured 22.5 inches and I added 0.5 inches for the sewing allowance. I folded it into two like this, then I measured 2.5 inches for the length of my band, 2.5 inches for the length of my band, because I'm going to be using a 2 inches elastic for the band. After cutting it out, this is what we have. I turned it to the wrong side, then I measured my 22.5 inches, then I'm going to sew that place straight down. After sewing that, I opened it up and I pressed it down like this. I folded the band into two as it should be, then I ironed it so well. I placed my elastic on the band like so, then I added 1 inch sewing allowance to the elastic. I took the elastic to the sewing machine and I sewed together. I folded my band into two equal parts, then I marked out the center at the front side. I came down by 1 inch like this, then from the center I came out by 1.5 inches on this side, and I also marked 1.5 inches on the other side like this. I opened it up and I created my eyelet O on that spot like this. Make sure you don't cut your O too much. I did same on the other side. I'll be supporting the hole with another fabric because the fabric is too light for the eyelets, so I'll be supporting it with this little fabric. Just follow the due process, then you are good to go. Thereafter, I kept that fabric underneath the O. Then I fixed in my eyelets so as to secure the eyelets very well. Then I cut out the excess fabric from the little fabric I added to the hole. And this is what we have for the band. The eyelet O is the channel where the rope for the band will pass through. Yeah, I cut out the tiny piece for the rope. Took the rope to the sewing machine and sew it this way. I fixed in the rope this way before fixing in the elastic. Kindly follow the due process. It is very easy. If you follow the due process, you get it so well. After fixing the rope, I fix in the elastic like this. Then I sew at the tip firstly. Here you have to be very calm while sewing this side. Then while sewing, you have to drag the elastic alongside the fabric. After sewing the tip, I went ahead to sew another line straight, like 0.5 inches from the tip I already sewed before. Don't forget, you have to keep dragging the elastic alongside with the fabric to achieve this. Then I sewed down the third line while the rope was between the second and the third line, like this. I made sure I fixed the rope in between the second and the third line carefully. After creating the third line, I created the fourth line like this. And this is what we have for the band. And we'll join the band to the waistline of the trouser like this. After joining it, we'll weave it all around to secure it so well. After fitting the band, make sure you press well with your iron. And this is the final look of the band on the cargo pants. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share, comment, and like for more tutorials. See you guys in my next tutorial. Thank you.